Hi, welcome to 2.9.1 Packet Tracer Activity, Basic Switch, and End Device Configuration. So here is our addressing table, and our objectives will be configure host names and IP addresses onto Cisco Internetwork Operating System (IOS) switches using the command line interface or CLI. Use Cisco IOS commands to specify or limit access to device configurations. Use IOS commands to save the running configuration. Configure two host devices with IP addresses. Verify connectivity between the two PC and devices. For our scenario, as a recently hired local area network technician, your network manager has asked you to demonstrate your ability to configure a small LAN. Your tasks include configuring initial settings on two switches using the Cisco IOS and configuring IP address parameters on host devices to provide end-to-end connectivity. You are to use two switches and two host PCs on a cabled and powered network. For instructions, we need to configure the devices to fulfill the requirements below. Here in the topology, we have two switches and two PCs. For the first requirement, use a console connection to access each switch. Now let's click here in the lightning bolt. Then click console. So for student 1 PC, connect our console connection to our S232. Then connect it to class A switch through the console. Then another one from student 2 PC to class B switch, console. Now let's configure the two PCs to its respective IP address and subnet mask based from the addressing table. So student 1 PC, click desktop, IP configuration, then enter 128.107.20.25. And for the subnet mask, there, student 2 PC, desktop IP configuration, 128.107.20.30, subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Now, for the second requirement, name class A and class B switches. Now, let's configure a class A switch through its command line interface CLI via student 1 PC. Click terminal. Okay. So press enter. So for the first requirement, we will rename the switch to class A. Let's access the privileged exec mode. Type enable. Then configure terminal or config T. Then to rename the switch to class A, type hostname class A. For the third requirement, use R4XE3 password for all lines. So for the console password, line console 0, the password R4XE3, then login, exit. Then fourth requirement, use the C4AJA secret password. So enable secret C4AJA. Now for the fifth requirement, encrypt all clear text password. So first, let's see if the passwords were encrypted. Exit, show, run. Then we can see here in the current configuration, no service password encryption. Then here is our secret password. It is already encrypted. And press space. And we can see here in our line console, we can see the password R4XE3. So to encrypt that, press space again, config T, then type service, password, encryption, then exit again, then show running configuration or show run. And we can see our secret password is encrypted, then space. Then we can see here that our console password is already encrypted. Now for the sixth requirement, configure an appropriate message of the day, Motd banner. So to do that, config terminal again. Then banner Motd. Then enclose our message using hashtag. So hashtag. Then enclose the message also by a hashtag. There. And exit. For the seventh requirement, configure addressing for all devices according to the addressing table. To achieve this requirement, we will configure the Class A switch to its corresponding IP address, subnet mask, and interface. So here, let's see, show IP interface brief. There we can see the IP interface, then press space. And we can see here that VLAN 1 is unassigned and the status is down. Let's configure the Class A switch, configure terminal or config T. Then interface VLAN 1. Then set our IP address to 128.107.20.10. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Then to activate it, type no shutdown. And as we can see here, line protocol on interface VLAN 1, change state to up. Exit. Let's check again, show run. Let's check again, show IP interface brief. Space. Now we can see here that we already configured Class A switch to its VLAN assignment 128.107.20.10 and the status is up. Then for the 8th requirement, save your configuration. To save this configuration, let's check our start config. Show start. So startup config is not present. Show run. So this is our running configuration. So to save our running configuration to NVRAM or to the startup configuration, copy, run, start. Run is short for running configuration and start is startup configuration. So press enter. And destination file name startup config. Press enter again. Class OK. So let's check if it's saved. Show start. So as you can see here, we already save it. Then exit. Let's check if the CLI will ask for password. Enter our password R4XE3. Then access privilege exec mode, enable. Enter C4A, capital J A. Then let's see if our configuration is saved. Show run. Here. It's saved. Show start. So it's the same. So we can see here the banner Motd, console password, and the secret password for the privilege exec mode. Now let's configure our second switch, the Class B, through the student 2 PC CLI. Okay. Press enter. So for the second switch, we will rename it to Class B. So access privilege exec mode, enable. Config terminal, then hostname class-b. Then we will set the same console password identical to Class A. So line console 0, password R4XE3, login, exit. Then enable the password for our privilege exec mode. Enable secret C4AJA. Then let's configure Motd banner. So banner Motd. There. Then encrypt all clear text password. Let's check. Exit. Show run. No service password encryption. So encryption is not yet activated. So enable secret. The secret password is encrypted. However, the console password is not encrypted. So paste config T service password encryption. Exit. Then let's check. Show run. We can see here that the console password is now encrypted. Then configure addressing for all devices according to the addressing table. So for the Class B switch, we will use VLAN 1 interface and the IP address and subnet mask according to addressing table. Show IP interface brief. So So we can see here that VLAN 1 is unassigned, then status is down. So to set up the VLAN config terminal, interface VLAN 1, then set our IP address 128.107.20.15, 255.255.255.0. There, then to activate that, type no shutdown. So after that, line protocol and interface VLAN 1 and change state to up, so it is already activated. Let's double check it. Exit, show IP, interface brief. So we can see here that VLAN 1 is activated. Then save your configuration. Let's check the startup config. Show start. So startup config is not yet present. Then show run. Then to save our run configuration, type copy, run, start. Then destination file name, startup config. So the running configuration will be saved to the NVRAM or the startup config. Press enter. Okay, then show start. So the startup configuration is the same as the running configuration. There, then exit. Then let's test if the banner Motd and the password will be asked. Enter. Banner Motd, warning, authorize access. Then let's enter the password for the CLI R4 XE3. Then accessing the privileged exec command, enable. Enter C4 A J A. Then show start. So we can already see that our configuration is saved. Then let's verify connectivity between all devices. Since we are using student 2 PC, let's ping student 1 PC, ping 128.107.20.30. So success rate is 80%. Try again. Success rate is 100%. Let's ping class A switch 128.107.20.10. So success rate is 60%. Let's try again. Success rate is 100%. Now let's ping the class B switch. Ping 128.20.15. Okay, success rate is 100%. Now let's test. Now let's ping the other devices through to student 1 PC. Let's ping student 2 PC from student 1 PC. So 128.107.20.30. So success rate is 80%. Let's try again. Success rate is 100%. Then let's ping class A switch 128.20.10. Success rate is 100%. And let's ping class B switch. Success rate is 100%. So it's done already. Then check results. Congratulations, your successfully completed. Assessment items. All check. Correct. Status. Basic security configuration. Score 12. Complete. So done.